If I didn't know any better, I'd say I flustered you just now.
Little bit. The following contains adult themes, coarse language, and mature subject matter. Viewer discretion and desire is advised.
Today we have got the lovely Briley?
I pronounce
Guess
it
I just asked.
Briley less than 3, but other people have called me Breely. I don't really mind.
Gotcha, Briley, same difference. You know what? Bree. Done.
That works too. You got that right, Orphan. How are you doing?
I am doing so good, so good. We were kind of talking about everything that's going on in my life a little bit earlier.
We were, and it was a nice chat. Glad to
Yeah.
glad we actually get the time to fully have like a good conversation.
Heck yeah. Oh, hello, Twitchington. So glad you could drop by.
Those are cute emotes, Twitchington.
Those are his custom emotes for
They
his
are?
channel.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, the teddy bear is. I don't think the table is.
Okay. So before we actually jump into the questions, would you want to give a little intro of yourself?
Sure. I am CatfeinePlz. That's at least my handle tag. My character's name is Nim. I am a Togruta from Kilos. Not to dive too deep into my lore, keep some of it a secret. I am on the run and am kind of camping out here on Earth until things blow over.
Okay.
Uh,
Uh,
Figured this day and age, the best way to make friends is via this weird thing you guys have called the internet.
it is pretty handy for connecting to people. I
Yeah,
only
I've made
discovered it like,
tons of
what, a
cool
month
friends
ago?
that way.
It's interesting the different kinds of people that you can get connected to. It's especially weird when I find opposite people of me, like a Jedi, for example.
Who said anything about Jedis?
No, nothing in particular, just saying. You never know when a Sith is around. On the
Exactly.
run. Hello, FBI. No one ever said anything about being on the run. So I know you're on Twitch. Are you on any other platforms?
Yes, I am. I am on Twitch. I am on Twitter. I am on Discord. Uh, Soon, trademark, I will also be on YouTube and TikTok. I'll go ahead and drop those handles in both of our chats.
Alrighty. It didn't drop the link in mine for whatever reason.
Oh, weird.
Hmm. Well, I'll be putting all your links in the description of the video when that does go out, so they'll be
Sounds
accessible.
good. Sounds good. There are more or less variations on the whole like gamer handle of CatfeinePlz. Gonna follow right now. Thank you so much, Orphan. I super appreciate it.
Orphan's a
Um,
sweetie.
yeah, so my Twitter is CatfeineP. Twitch, I mean, you guys are kind of already here. You can just click on my name there. Um, and then my Discord is CatfeinePlz 6707.
Okay, that makes sense. It'll be good to have all those in one location at the bottom of the
Mm-hmm.
thing. Before we get any further, could I just double check your pronouns, please?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for asking. I am she, her.
Okay, I'm the same.
Awesome.
So, what first inspired you to start making content?
You know, my memory is Swiss cheese, even on the best of days. I think it was that I had a few old friends that I noticed were doing streaming, and my partner was just starting to dabble into it as well. Coming to me and be like, hey, I need this and this and this and this so that I can stream, my PlayStation 5 games or, stream Binding of Isaac or what have you. He tends to stream more retro games. Like the last time he was streaming, he played Skies of Arcadia.
Oh,
So he
oh,
had to
really?
get a whole bunch of crazy stuff for that. So, I had all of these people around me streaming, and I guess I was like, I could do that, and just wait for it. Thank you so much for the follow, Orphan. Welcome to the cantina. Glad to have you around. First drinks on me.
Ooh, that's good to know. Ooh, excuse me. I was about to ask you something related to that, but then I lost my train of thought.
It'll come back to you.
More than likely, and I can always bring it back. How long have you been in content creation?
Um, Truthfully, I've been creating content for less than a year. Uh, well, actually, probably about a year now. I've been affiliate for about 8 months.
Oh,
I got
nice.
affiliate on my birthday.
Oh,
Congra-
really?
Yeah, it was the
Congrats.
best birthday present I could ever get. Because that grind, man, that grind, it'll drive you
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
It really will.
My very first stream, I will never forget it, was with my cell phone propped up against like Monster Energy in my backyard. And I was streaming myself lacquering the desktop of the custom desk I was building for my partner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely come a long way since then.
You know, I think those building streams could actually be more popular. It's just not done as much.
Yeah, yeah. Um, a lot of people don't realize that Twitch is a streaming platform, not necessarily a gaming stream platform.
It did start out as specifically gaming, like if you were doing just a talking bit, if you weren't actually playing a game, Twitch staff would get mad at you for that. But they have grown a
What?
lot.
That's crazy to
Seriously,
me.
yeah.
That is
And
so crazy.
but these days they've even added a just chatting section that we're using now.
There's a whole I was kind of messing around in OBS, and there's a whole like category for just interviews
There
and
is?
podcasts. Yeah.
Oh, talk shows and podcasts. I am in the wrong section then.
I'll go ahead and switch over then too.
I totally forgot about those. Like they have so many categories these days.
I know it's absolutely insane. Thank you for stopping by, Sleeper. Glad to have you. But
I gotta pull up my channel manager through the website right now because
no worries. Take your time.
I have your chat on my OBS where my stream manager usually is.
Yeah, let me tell you, having multiple monitors really comes in clutch.
Oh, I have two monitors. I just have
Honestly, I've been
one
thinking I
regular
might
size.
have to get a third.
I honestly want one, yeah. I've got a regular size, standard, I think 21-inch monitor, and then I have a big TV that I use as a second monitor. But it's like
Nice.
really high up, so that's why I'm always like, for my viewers, that's why I'm always craning my head up. Because I know on
Mm-hmm.
your side I'm using just a PNG tuber.
Yeah, I can see it on your stream too.
Where'd it go? Just chatting. Good, it didn't totally reset all my tags, too.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried about that. So, what's the goal with your platform?
The goal with my platform.
Yeah, do you have a goal?
Uh,
Or are you just having
on
fun?
Truthfully, I really don't have any like long-term goals. I feel like if I were to set any long-term goals, I would stop enjoying streaming like as a whole, and it would become more of a job than a hobby.
That's
The
fair.
only short-term goal, or any goal, I suppose I should say, at all, that I had was I wanted to reach triple digits. I wanted to reach the big 100 by the end of the year. And well, since I've done that, I might bump that up to 150, but I'm like not going to be mad if I don't hit that.
Yeah, the big thing is to just have fun while you're making your streams, working on your stuff.
Exactly, exactly. Like, viewers can tell when you're not having fun,
Very much so, yeah.
and it really affects the quality of your stream.
It really does. And it's not always noticeable for the streamer to catch that when they're just starting out.
Mhm. You know, I have there have been cases where, like, I was playing a game and I just straight up wasn't having fun. So I literally just stopped and said, "You know what? I'm not having fun. We're gonna play something different." And so I did.
And that's how you should react in that situation. There might be some people that leave because they're tied to one specific game, but honestly, is that really an issue if they're not even actually there for you? That's the nice thing about being a variety streamer. You know your audience is there for you.
Exactly.
Is there something you wish you were taught when you were first starting out?
Is there yes. Oh, so many things. So many things. Um, I personally didn't really have anybody that I could go to for help when I started streaming. So I relied on, well, mostly YouTube and Reddit to learn everything. Never seen a Togruta with purple skin. Looks awesome. Thank you so much, Solaris.
Yeah,
I am
Solaris is a
super
big fan of Star
excited.
Wars too.
Thank you. So yeah, like I think the biggest thing I wish somebody would have like helped walk me through is audio.
Yeah.
A lot like when you first stream, especially in VTubing, it is critical. Absolutely critical. Speaking of critical, my levels are a little too high. Uh, that you nail that audio because you don't have a webcam to fall back on. It's literally just your voice
Yeah,
and
the
like your personality.
Yeah,
So
I think it's less about specifically how your voice sounds exactly. It's more about how confident you appear while on stream, being able
mhm,
to form your thoughts clearly and convey them in a way that people are actually able to understand, kind of thing.
true.
And
But at
a
the
way that's
same
also
time,
entertaining.
like if you sound like hot garbage, people aren't going to stay. So like the quality of your audio is super super important
Yeah,
and
the
I
quality
really
certainly helps. But I
the
don't think that has to do with people's voice specifically, though I might just
oh
have
yeah,
something else
no.
on the mind.
Yeah, like the timbre of your voice what and how like your specific voice is, that's not as important, but like the quality in the stream. So
Yeah,
like if you
like if you
sound like you're
have,
talking through a tin can, people probably aren't going to stay. And I
yeah, or
really wish that somebody would have
mhm.
like helped me learn all of the finesse that comes with that cuz it's kind of a lot and that rabbit hole runs deep.
One of the biggest things I can recommend for a beginner is a noise gate at the very least,
Oh
so you
yeah,
can avoid the clickety clacky of your keyboards. You can avoid just those minor, smaller
air
sounds that
conditioners.
will get picked up by your microphone.
Air conditioners are like the number one culprit,
Yep, and I
especially this
stream right
time of
next to
year.
mine when it
Mhm.
works. Another cute emote from Twitchington Bear.
Yep,
How?
he's
Hmm?
got tons of emotes.
I wouldn't be surprised given the ones that they've already dropped. How do you like to spend your free time not working on content?
Uh, that- I can't help but laugh at the question because the back of my brain is like, when I'm not working on content, when is that? uh,
I've
I'm
got to
always
stop working
always
on so
working on
much.
content. Always working on content. Um,
But it is
There
important to
was
take time for you.
true, true. Uh, I do enjoy like working on my stream stuff, so I don't necessarily call it work, but uh,
Caffeine is a workaholic. Yeah, I don't doubt that.
yeah, Twitchington. Twitchington is like my number one fan, and he and I are pretty good friends, and he knows that for a while I was working like outside of Twitch. I was working upwards 80, 90 hours a week.
Are you serious? Girl,
Yeah.
I
So
work
yes,
40 hours a week and that's too much.
when he says I'm a workaholic, that is a gross downplay of it. uh, but in all seriousness, I really enjoy sewing. I have a couple cosplays I want to do in the back of my brain. Uh, I really enjoy miniature making. I've got I think the last time I counted, I've got like 150 Star Wars Legion minis that I need to paint.
Okay, you gotta
I
introduce me to Star Wars Legion. I don't know that one, but I do have Warhammer 40k.
think it's basically Warhammer Star Wars edition.
Ooh. I also want
Uh,
to get back into cosplay too. It's been too long since I have.
agreed, agreed. Um, and then in the evenings, my partner and I really enjoy watching anime or something on TV. Lately, we've been watching Vinland Saga on Netflix. I'm not normally a shonen person, but that's some good shit.
I don't
Chef's
know
kiss.
that one particularly.
It's very, very good. It follows like real history. Uh Thank you for the follow, Supreme Demon Lord Lucy. Welcome
She's a
to the
sweetie.
welcome to the cantina. I am Catfeine. First drinks on me.
I love that
Uh
little tag of yours.
Thank you. uh yeah, so it follows real history of the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles, which is like the Vikings in the craziness that was the English and the Danish fighting each other over land.
Yeah, that's an interesting history if you look into it.
Mhm.
Let's
So yeah,
see.
that's kind of what I tend to do when I'm not plugging away at my computer.
We talking about Vinland Saga? Yes, Solaris, we are.
Yes, we just were. I'm not normally a shonen person, but mwah, chef's kiss.
I know you did mention it to me off stream, but what's the biggest project you're currently working on?
The biggest project that I am working on, let me find it here in my notes.
It
If I
worked.
don't take notes for interviews, I tend to ramble for
That's
like
totally
half an
fair.
hour.
Thanks for the follow there, Twitchington Bear. And I'm glad to know that alert is actually playing properly.
Yeah,
Norse
that's good to
history,
know.
mythology is one of your favorite things. It is pretty sweet.
Norse history and mythology is great. Let's
It's
see
got
here.
problematic parts, but overall I like it.
Thank you for the follow, Solaris. Welcome to the cantina. As usual, first drinks on me. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
But, your
Yeah,
biggest project, what were you
yeah,
working on?
project. There it is. Ha 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 ha. There
Lucy, I got a
are a
shout out
couple.
command.
There are a couple I'm working on right now. Um, the biggest project I am working on right now is trying to learn all that is VTube Studio and VBridger so that I can become more familiar with it and be comfortable when my live 2D model is finally finished. I don't want to necessarily get it and then not be able to use it because I don't know what I'm doing.
That's totally
Uh,
fair. Is it also getting rigged for you? I would hope so.
yes, yes.
Oh, good.
She did the art and she's doing the rigging.
Then it should just be a simple process of importing it into VTube Studio.
And then kind of messing around with it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, tweaking a
Uh,
bit of the settings to get it working right.
mm-hmm. So, the other big project I am working on is I am trying to learn how to use Blender, without giving away too much. I have some really cool content ideas that require me learning Blender in order to achieve.
As do I personally, but I'm not going to really talk about those on your stream. You do
Hmm?
want to keep it PG-13, and I respect that.
I appreciate that.
I may be a lewd tuber, but, you know, I respect boundaries.
Appreciated. Appreciated.
So if you could collaborate with any content creator of any size, who would it be?
Oh, this is this is kind of embarrassing, actually. Um,
No shame.
I, I you put the fruit in the blender, you put it put top on, you hit the button. Jeez. Oh, Twitchington, telling me how to use Blender. Wrong blender. Anyway, if I could collaborate with any content creator, uh, I would say Heroe underscore TV. I really look up to them
Yeah.
uh, as like not only a person, but also as like what is a good VTuber? So like if I could like do a collab with them, I'd probably be a bit starstruck. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's a few of them that if I were to talk on stream with, I'd be a little nervous too.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, the circle of people I have heard of is still very fairly small. So I'm at the point where like I am more than happy to do collabs with anyone that steps in the cantina. Uh the more friends the better.
That's exactly the way I think. Like, pretty much so far, everybody that I've talked to for my little show here is the kind of person that I'd be more than happy to have just hop onto stream whenever if I'm playing like Tower of Fantasy or whatever game. If I'm just streaming a game and nobody's around, I don't care if they hop into the voice chat and join me. I've had friends join before and it's totally sweet.
Mhm. For sure. For sure.
Is there anything on your mind you feel should have more attention brought to it?
Yes. Yes. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I wish that people would take care of themselves in the same way that they care for the people they love.
Okay, I'm
Like,
leaving the call.
sheesh. You are your own best friend at the end of the day. Would
Yeah,
you want your
it's true.
bestie to be dehydrated? No. Would you want your bestie to go out and do what makes them happy? Yeah. So why wouldn't you consider yourself any less? It's okay to be a little selfish. Take good care of yourself. We only get one you.
Yeah, that's true.
This has been Catfeine's TED Talk.
And that's, I should make that the stinger for this video. But yeah, that's a really good point. A lot of people do, myself included, push a lot of advice, and it's hard to take that advice ourselves. Though
Mhm.
personally, I have been moving past accepting compliments. Because, like, I used to not accept compliments at all, but now I actually like them.
Well, and everybody reaches that point on their own.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
at their own
it's okay to
rates.
take that journey as fast or as slow as you want, but know that you are just as valuable as everyone else. So treat yourself that way.
Exactly. Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
Mhm.
I sound like a really nice person? I should I should be a little more lewd, huh?
I did mark this stream as, like, not safe for work, so you can be as lewd as you want to.
Oh, good to know. Especially when I get to talk to a cute girl like you.
Oh, jeez. Glad to see that you're,
Well, you can say fuck on my stream.
I'm glad to see that you're interracially, accepting.
Oh yeah, I'm totally progressive.
You'd be surprised.
I would wink at you, but I disabled that because it was looking weird when I was blinking.
Um, ideally, as far as, in 5 years, I would say the same as I am right now, but better. I
Like a little more accomplished and really know what you're doing, just having
not
fun and
necessarily
continuing. By
not
accomplished, I don't
better.
mean giant. I mean you feel confident in what you're doing, you're happy with it, and you
I
felt
wouldn't
like you've grown in terms of your skill of what you're working on.
yeah, I guess you could say, better in that sense, but, something a lot of people don't really know about me, but, once I point it out, they're like, "Oh, yeah, for sure." Um, I wrap my entire ideology of life as a whole. Everything I do is in the pursuit of happiness. So when I say better, I mean more happy.
I get that.
Happy and doing what I want to because I want to.
And doing what you can to help make others happy.
Exactly. I'm very much if it doesn't make me happy, I am not doing it.
Yeah, that's the way you should be about stuff. Though unfortunately, with work and all that fun stuff, you don't get much choice of it, which is the great thing about what, at least in my opinion, about content creation. You can do
I,
whatever you literally like, and there will be an audience for you, even if it takes a long time to grow it.
and that's the really kind of every time I look back on it, crazy thing about me specifically is I am in a very fortunate position where, like, real life talk, my job is my own business. Like, I have created a business
Oh,
from the ground
nice.
up. So every day I go to work, I'm doing something I actually enjoy.
And have a direct investment in.
Exactly. And the people that I work with are really, really nice and they're so sweet and generally look out for me. And I'm in a very fortunate position that way.
I'm glad to hear that. What would you say is your favorite music genre?
Okay, but like, don't hate me. I love trashy alt pop. My favorite groups right now are AJR and Porter Robinson. I listen to that on repeat, and it drives my partner absolutely nuts.
I can't say that I know those, honestly. Trashy alt
Uh,
pop.
if
Do
you
you have any
have
mainstream tastes you can recommend?
I would say that AJR is pretty mainstream.
I
They
will look
actually
them up.
became popular, um,
JR.
from a few of their songs, like, blowing up on TikTok.
Oh, they had some TikTok trends.
Yeah. So there was, like, I'm really bad at singing, so I'm kind of hesitant to sing anything, but their one, like, notable song is "Bang." Uh,
I'm gonna pull it
See,
up
now
real
that I
quick.
say that, like, all of the lyrics just escaped my mind. The moment I try to recall anything, it's just like, you don't know shit.
Wikipedia, you're supposed to have the lyrics, aren't you?
Oh, there we go. So it's the one that's like, so put your hands up in the air, everybody. See, I'm really bad at singing. Um,
Here, everybody.
yeah.
Okay, now I gotta figure out what this is. I might know it, I might not.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So put your best face on, everybody. Pretend you know this song. Everybody come hang. Let's go out with a bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yep. See, you know it.
I pulled up the lyrics. I don't actually know it. I wish
But
I
you've
did.
heard it.
I probably have, but it's just not jumping to mind. It has
Mm-hmm.
been a little bit since I've been on TikTok. I just fall straight down rabbit holes there. I'll open it up
Yeah,
for 5 minutes and then 4 hours later. Oh, Lucy, you're having a party over there.
I see that, even though I'm absolutely terrible at singing.
I've been told I got decent pipes, but I need more practice.
You know, you would think that a classically trained musician would be able to sing, but
In what field were you trained?
um, I can play quite a few different instruments. When I say classically trained, I literally mean classical.
Oh, really? So like all the woodwind and brass?
My main instrument is flute, but I can also play. Thank you for the lurk, Lucy. Super appreciate the support.
Love you, Lucy.
Um, so my main is flute, but I can also play trumpet, trombone, saxophone, clarinet, piano.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty much it. There are a few other that I have like the ability to play, but I wouldn't say that I play them.
I have a little bit of experience with like guitars, drum. I got more experience with drums. I'm actually not bad on that. But what I actually like to do is sing. Vocals is my jam whenever we played Rock Band. But I'd usually let my
Nice.
friend play it, because that's all he was interested in. So I just end up doing drums usually.
Nice. Yeah, like I have a little bit of experience on guitar and drums, but not enough to say like, "Oh yeah, I could do that."
I did do it in 7th grade, around the age of 13, 14. I had one snare drum and a cymbal for band class.
Yeah, I was in like competitive marching band for the better part of a decade.
Oh, really? That must be tough, honestly. Having to play an instrument and march?
Uh yeah. Parade marching band is what people usually see, and that's fairly easy. It's more or less playing the instrument and walking, which walking is a subconscious act, so you don't really think about
I
that
was
part.
actually
Your
thinking more like
brain,
sports events where the
yeah,
marching
that's
band
the
comes
kind of
out and...
stuff that I did, but
Oh, wow.
think like that, but on frickin' steroids.
That's
um,
gotta be intense.
it can be very, very intense. And a lot of people don't realize that like what you see on the field is a very minuscule amount of like what actually happens. Uh, when you do marching band, it's kind of like a point grid system. So
Okay.
you get a graph of everybody on the field, and you are a number, and you just kind of follow yourself through all of these different points in the show, on top of having to learn, you know, full length musical features
Yeah, like the
and all
entire
of the
sheet music of a song, and making sure you
uh
got the timing down for how, where, and what you're marching.
well, and
That
all of
sounds
it's
crazy.
memorized. All of it's memorized.
Yeah, it
The
would
last
definitely take a
time
lot of time to
I
memorize that stuff.
the last time I performed a full-length show, the sheet music alone was 8 pages long,
Oh, wow.
and there were 150 graph points uh that I needed to memorize on top of, any sort of like body movements and, the finesse of the actual music piece. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it really sounds like it. Jeez. What would you say is a song that would be played endlessly on loop in your personal hell?
The moment you say that, it pops into my head.
And I do worry a little bit with you telling Twitchington Bear, oh, they know the answer already.
You know the answer? What do you think the answer is, Switchington?
Cookie if you're right.
Oh. Oh, snap.
Oh, now you've done it? All your mods coming out of the woodwork now.
Ah! Ah!
What?
We're screaming. We're screaming.
Ah!
Yeah! Eee!
That's a channel redeem? It can scream.
One of the things on my channel, I apologize. Uh, I am the queen of memes. The queen. So I have lots of different meme stuff that goes on in my stream, and that was one of them.
Okay.
It's
Well.
it's that meme of like just the cowboy screaming.
Oh, like from Big Enough?
Yes, I didn't know if you knew the name of the song, but that's literally what it is
It's on my Spotify liked from radio playlist.
yeah, so it's literally just big enough and we all just sit and scream together. Cuz why not? It's
That
great.
should be a sound alert.
It's great.
It sounds great, honestly.
But yeah, I have this big overlay that just like slides this video over and we of just the cowboy screaming. It's great.
It was definitely interesting from my end, because all of a sudden it's just out of nowhere screaming.
Hence why I told you a little bit about what's going on. If you aren't actually like watching my stream, you wouldn't necessarily know that that's a thing in my stream is we're just screaming. Anyway,
It's actually
personal
nice to be
hell.
able to have these interviews with somebody that's streaming live so we can get a little glimpse of what it's like to catch you.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah, super
honestly
fun.
the point of these interviews that I do. It's to get to know
Yeah,
the streamer.
exactly. Uh, anyway, close
Personal hell.
Twitchington, but no, that song would not be personal hell. I could listen to that song on repeat. Um, my personal hell would have to be Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
Just no.
This is probably forbidden knowledge, isn't it?
I mean, it's pretty open knowledge now.
No, I
But
mean,
yeah.
I've never heard this song before. Should I even listen to it?
Oh, it's from like a kids show, and I'm sure you've heard it before. Well, maybe it's possible that you haven't, but it's the one that's like baby shark do 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 baby
Yeah, I'm
shark do
watching the
do.
video right now.
And I would probably start bashing my head into the wall in hopes of sweet relief
What the
after
hell
about an
is this?
hour.
What the fuck? I can see why this would be. Why this would be. Played
And it
inside.
has a way of just like worming its way into your brain so that it just sits there on repeat in your brain
I've only
for
watched a little bit, but I'm
days.
sure it's not going to leave ever now.
I know.
I shouldn't have
That
looked it
would be
up.
my You're welcome. That would be my personal hell, is if that was played endlessly on loop.
Well, now I know.
Yep. Yep.
What skill would you say has taken you the longest to improve?
Oh gosh. Um, this is gonna sound really silly, but talking and marketing. At first it was really, really hard for me to just like keep talking despite not having anyone in chat.
It's
It's
really
so
hard, yeah.
easy. It's so easy just to kind of sit there and do the thing. But you really do have to narrate. You really do have to keep talking and just verbal vomit, if you will.
Yeah, I think it doesn't have to be like a constant flow of chatter every single second, having to keep that up. But
But definitely have like a
it does
conversation with
not
yourself.
help if you're like quiet for like minutes on minutes at a time. If you're just playing and it's silent, if you want to get people to stick around, you kind of got to have some kind of grab for that. And biggest, the usual thing for people to do is just vocalize their thoughts, even the
Exactly. Just
innocuous ones.
narrate. Just narrate it. What are you doing? Why are you doing it?
Well, what's that over there? I guess I should go check it
Exactly.
out.
Exactly.
Have I been
Um,
around here? That kind of stuff.
yeah. Another thing that took me a really long time to improve, I was super late to jump on the whole Twitter bandwagon and marketing. Admittedly, I did have to kind of put it on the back burner while my personal life was exploding,
I can
but
relate.
once you know how to, kind of sell yourself, it really helps. If you can nail
Mm-hmm.
those two things, you're golden.
Yep, networking is huge for growth. Like, I've been
Mhm.
streaming since June, like right before June of last year. And honestly, I was a lot smaller than you were until about a month ago. I
Yeah.
had a big growth or a big boost of growth when I actually figured out how to, talk to people on Twitter.
I mean,
Actually found the
yeah.
VTuber community and been able to network with people.
I
Been
mean, I
awesome.
had, I think, 30 followers on Twitter last month. Now I have like 125.
It's just going to keep growing as long as you keep consistent.
Exactly. So yeah, talking and marketing. Those were the longest that took me to improve.
Yeah, that's two of the big things of growing as a content creator. That's
Mhm.
the content part, which is content of your live stream, and marketing being your networking. Because the big three are content, consistency, and networking. You stick to
Yep.
those, you'll do fine.
Yep. I think I've got the content part more or less down. I'm working on the consistency part and the marketing thing.
Yeah, I've been
But
getting
I'm
better
getting
at
there.
that. It's a struggle, but we're making it. We are certainly getting there. Do you have a food that you like that most other people don't?
Yes. Don't hate me. Don't come at me.
I don't judge.
I'm more talking to chat, but
Oh, okay.
meatloaf. I love meatloaf.
The
It's a
singer?
comfort food. It's a
I'm
comfort food in my
sorry.
family.
No,
It's
I get that. Meatloaf can actually be a nice little Nice treat once in a while when you're wanting something
Real savory.
very savory, yeah.
Something thick in your mouth.
I do like thick things in my mouth.
But
I'm
yeah.
going to guess I know the answer to this next one, but what topic could you talk about the most?
I mean, anybody who knows me and like the people that do attend my streams know that I could talk about my fur babies, my kitties all damn day.
You got kitties?
And yeah, I have emotes of them actually. I have a whole channel point redeem that is currently deactivated because life events are taking up the space where my cam is usually. But
Oh,
I do have at least emotes of them. I'll pop them in chat here for
Katie,
everyone to
you've
see.
got a Siamese?
No, Skippy is a Maine Coon ragdoll mix with seal point coloring.
Maine Coon
That's
Ragdoll?
why
That's amazing.
that's why a lot of people think he's Siamese because he's got that seal point coloring, which is
Yeah.
kind of trademarked to Siamese. But ragdolls can have that coloring as well. My other two kitties are tuxedo twins, Hilda and Reinhardt. Hilda is featured in my angry emote, because she's a prissy princess. And then Reinhardt is my snuggle love bug, and hence why he is featured as my little heart love emote.
I should really do that with some emotes for my kitties. Because I've got two of them as well. One of them's like a bigger part ragdoll, I think. But they're both calico. One's black and white, one's gray and white. The black and
Yeah,
white, super snuggly. The gray and white
it's
will fight you.
it's so funny because Reinhardt, he is afraid of people. So he's a little bit skittish, but around me and my partner, he wants nothing but cuddles and love and pets.
So he takes a little time to warm
But
up to
as
people.
soon as you bring out the catnip, he will legit fight you. Like,
Really?
you hold a leaf in front of him and he will smack it out of your hand or straight up, like, take part of your finger with it. Like, he is a vicious monster when you pull out the catnip.
Oh, really? With
It's
my kid,
hilarious.
I can imagine. With my kitty Gotham, whenever we tried to like offer him catnip, he would just not be interested. But then when morning came around, there would be teeth marks in the bag and then catnip all over his fur. Just didn't
Um,
want it from us.
yeah, Skippy, though, he is, like, the most well-behaved sack of floof you will ever meet. He's literally like the perfect cat. Uh, because he's Maine Coon, he is large, very big. He is 20 pounds of pure cat.
Yeah, Maine Coons tend to actually get pretty big.
And he's got the long hair of a ragdoll, so he's literally just like a weighted blanket.
A big giant floof.
But he is so sweet. Like this kitty does not have a mean bone in his body. He does not use his claws at all whatsoever. Period. Like, I'm pretty sure he forgot they exist.
Really? Doesn't even scratch or sharpen them on anything?
He scratches the one scratching post occasionally, but that's about it.
Huh.
Uh, he also does this thing because he's also a bit of a love whore as well, where if he wants your attention, he'll come up to you and he'll take his little paw and just like ever so gently put it on you, just like rest his paw on you and just like stare up at you with these big, big doe eyes, the
Aww.
classic ragdoll eyes. And it's one of those things where it's like, just pet the cat, you monster.
Sounds like a sweetheart.
Yeah. My cats aren't very photogenic, so it's really hard for me to get, like, still frame pictures of them, but they love the cat cam.
Well, it'd be nice when you are actually able to get it set back up. I do
Mhm.
miss having my Gotham cam, because my cats are named Gotham and Sushi. Sushi does not really come on command, but with Gotham, if I hold up a brush, he is in my lap. He is pushing his face into it. He will not
Yeah.
let me brush my own hair.
Yeah. So yeah, I have 2 once those are back up, I do have 2 point redeems that activate the cat cam. There's one that turns on the webcam for their little kitty area that has the cat tree and all their toys, and it just turns on that camera, and I sit and play with them for about 5 minutes. And then we also have treat time, where they
Ooh,
all get those, like, goo tubes, and it's beautiful because they love those things, and I can get them like, right up next to the camera, and they sit and blem on the little goo tubes.
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get that back up and going, but I've just got a lot of stuff piled over there.
Mm-hmm. IRL does get in the way sometimes.
It does.
I can't really set up my Gotham cam anymore because I've got the one camera that I use for face tracking with Vtuber.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
aside from that, I've got a pretty small desk to work with, though more now that I moved my studio around. But we'll see what the future holds. I will eventually want to bring back a cat cam of my own. Because, that's just an awesome idea.
for sure, look forward to it.
Changing up the subject a little, who is the most interesting person you have ever met or interacted with?
It's hard to say, if only because my social circle is very small, very small. The more I learn about various individuals, the more interesting they get. Um, Everyone is so different and so unique that it's really hard
Yeah,
for
it
me
is
to
kind of
pick
hard to
just
pick, like,
one.
most interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess I could change that question to who is an interesting person that you've met or interacted with? Could be anybody,
Hmm.
like, really.
Hmm. Um, the most recent ones that I can think of right now would have to be, there are also VTubers. There's Anthem's Archive and Rainy Shrimpy.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't think I know them.
Let me see if I can't drop some links here.
Yeah, at the very least, Twitter links.
Any hopefully that's it. Oh, I spelt it wrong. Don't click that link. I spelt it wrong.
Uh-oh. Should I delete?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Reply to message? No. How do I
I
delete?
think it's that one. Yeah, so that's Rainy Shrimpy. Uh, I have been getting to know her a little bit over the past couple days or so, and she's super, super nice. Like nothing but a sugar cube over there. And then there's Anthem's Archive.
I like Rainy Shrimpy's model.
Yeah, she's super cool. Hello, Radia. It is so nice to see you.
Hello
Oh my
there!
gosh. I've been waiting for you to finally pop into one of my streams. This is like the perfect stream for you to pop into as well.
That's a
For those who
cute-ass
don't
Totodile
know,
emote, by the way.
for those who don't know,
And hello,
Radia
Solem.
is actually my live 2D artist and Rigger.
Oh,
So
nice.
hello, Mom. Hi, Mom. Also, hello, Soul. Glad you could stop by.
Hello to both of you.
So yeah, that second link I popped there, that is Anthem's
Anthem's
Archive. He is like a D&D VTuber, and he and I go
Ooh.
way, way back. But it's always interesting to see what he comes up with. Hi, I've been trying to catch your streams, but I keep missing them. Well, now you're here. Now you're here.
It's always the worst when
Welcome
life
to the
takes you.
cantina. Welcome. First drinks on me.
It's always a pain when life takes you away from your friends. But it's so wonderful when time actually lines up so we can see each other.
Exactly.
Okay,
So yeah, I
I'm
would say
done
Rainy
simping over
Shrimpy and
new
Anthem
VTubers.
Archive. Oh my god, that is the most adorable animated emote I've ever seen.
Oh my god. That is
And
such a
it's
great one.
custom. And it's custom to her channel. Like, that's what her little VTuber looks like.
That's really good. I just wish I had my chat bubble set up to show your chat as well on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What does your ideal breakfast look like?
For a small amount of context, I have to say that when I went to college, I studied Japanese language and culture. So
Okay.
my ideal breakfast that I do actually end up eating most days is my usual morning coffee, big bowl of veggie loaded miso, and some rice.
Okay.
It's cheap, it's delicious, it's filling, and it's just satisfying.
That is a good recommendation. So it was like just random whatever you feel like vegetables mixed into miso soup?
Yeah, you could. Traditionally it's served with like whatever's seasonal. So like
Okay.
this time of year you would do like some potatoes, green beans, corn.
Okay. Something that I should definitely try out sooner or later. Now we're in the jumping around portion of the questions. If you could have lucid dreams, what would they be about?
Lucid dream.
Yeah, where you're able to control the dreams you're in.
Mm. It's a hard question, not gonna lie. Um, I guess if I could dream about literally anything, perhaps like the immediate future, like maybe just snippets of the next day or so. That'd be kind of interesting.
That would be kind of interesting. Let's see. What story would you say has had the biggest impact on you?
Mm. I'll admit, I really don't read a lot,
It doesn't
if
have to
much
be
at
a
all.
book. It could be a manga. It could be just a plot from, hell, Star Wars. I'm just wanting to get an idea of what has helped develop you as a person.
Gotcha. Uh, See, now that you throw Star Wars out, funnily enough,
I thought it would come up
I
more in the interview, to be honest.
uh, funnily enough, the story of Ahsoka, I would say, can resonate with just about everyone,
It
and
really
really struck
can.
a chord with me as well. For those who don't know,
Don't follow Shrimmy. That's a fake account, or a wrong link, actually.
oh yeah, you probably should have just deleted that from your chat.
I couldn't
Oops.
figure it out through OBS.
Oh
Lucy, if you
yeah.
don't mind, delete that top one of the links. Like, I try clicking on
Um,
it, but it's like, it wants me to either mute or ban you, and I'm not going to do that.
True.
I can edit your
But,
name.
crazy.
Oh, for a nickname in chat. Interesting.
Hmm. But, for those who don't know, the story of Ahsoka is that she is, well, her story starts in Clone Wars, the animated series, and she is the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker. And Clone Wars more or less follows Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka in their travels through what is Clone Wars, like the actual wars itself, not the political nonsense. But there
I
there's
mean,
a
the
point
politics
in
did play a role in the Clone Wars, but
oh yeah, but this
it's
is more
definitely worth
like
checking out.
them on the ground fighting
Yeah, it's focusing more on the foot soldiers, so to speak.
the clones.
Yeah, the clones and the few Jedi that lead them.
Yeah. And there comes a point in Ahsoka's training where another one of her Padawan quote unquote friends basically frames her for I can't remember what exactly, but
I I think I remember that plot line.
it was so egregious that um
I
they actually kicked her out of the
yeah
Jedi Order
yeah.
because of
Ahsoka
it.
was framed for murder.
That's right, by like her best friend.
Yeah, it was
And
super dark. I did not expect that.
and they almost got away with it.
Can't delete either.
Huh, weird. But yeah,
The moderators.
the friend almost got away with it too. And it was actually Anakin who was able to uncover the truth and naturally,
Was the
you
only
know,
one that actually believed her, it seemed.
yeah, because he was. Uh well, and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan did believe her as well, but he wasn't exactly able to do anything about it. So, from like Ahsoka's perspective, this has been her whole life. The Jedi Order is all she's ever known. Cuz the they take children at a very very young age to become and trained for Jedi. That's literally all they do.
They do. Very young.
We're talking like 3 years old young.
Yeah, like 4 years old is too old for them.
Mm. Yeah. So like they so this is literally all she's ever known.
Mm-hmm.
And she is forcefully ripped from everything and anyone she has ever known on the premise of something she didn't do. And she tries to tell everyone who will listen that she didn't do it. And that, she has evidence that she didn't do it. She even goes on trial and all of this, and they still kick her out.
Yep.
Uh, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like it really opened her eyes to like the truth of the world.
Yeah, like she was raised this entire time to believe Jedi are good, Sith are evil. Thanks for the follow there. Glad to have you with us. She was raised to believe Jedi were good, 100%. Sith were evil, 100%. But then she realized that the Jedi aren't perfect, and she didn't feel comfortable around them anymore. So even when it came to light that she was in fact innocent, I could totally understand why she did not return with them and just went off on her own way.
Hmm. So that whole story arc really struck a chord with me. If only because it's like it shows that your entire life can change in moments. And it's up to you on how you move forward with that.
It
You can
really is.
choose to sit and dwell on it, or you can take it with a grain of salt and improve yourself by it.
Yeah. It I don't really have anything else to add to that.
Mhm.
So I guess moving on, what do you rebel against?
The patriarchy! Just kidding, just kidding.
Woo! Kidding? Wait, get off. Get out of here.
Well, um, honestly, no offense to you, but looting myself.
Oh, okay.
There are a lot. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, there are a lot of us, yes.
Well, I finished my sentence there. There are a lot of people telling me that if I just got some boob physics or a skimpy outfit, I would do so well. So well. But like, that's just not me.
And that's
I don't
fine.
want to do that.
Yeah, you
Don't get me
just have your
wrong.
avatar the way you want. I like
Yeah,
being
don't
the big booba lady. So,
yeah.
that's just
But
my
don't get me wrong.
shtick.
Looting has its place in the world, and that's 100% valid.
You're a
But
lewd
I
VTuber too?
personally
That's why I'm
am
friends with you,
not
girl.
gonna go out of my way with it.
Yeah, and
With
I
the
don't blame you.
nature of my character and the species of Togruta as a whole, other people are gonna do that for me.
That's true.
I want to lean more say-so, if I can. More wholesome and
Honestly, I'm fairly supportive, wholesome person, but I do love being lewd. I also kind of want to make myself like a lightning rod because I actually enjoy it when people flirt with me and stuff, even through chat. But I know there's a lot of people like you that don't want that in their chats. So instead of just having the horny go around randomly, they can just swarm to my place. So they're not bothering wholesome streamers.
well, I wouldn't even necessarily say, like, I don't necessarily want it in my chat.
I'm being a
Like,
little more general.
I don't care if people flirt with me or whatever.
Okay.
It's that I'm not going to go out of my way
To,
to
to
reciprocate that.
really
Like,
push that kind of thing. Fair
I'm
enough.
not going to be posting commissions of my character in a what can barely be called a bikini. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, post getting commissions of your character in her Leia cosplay, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's not
might
the kind
drop
of
that
thing that
picture
everybody wants to
of
do.
on like boob day. Maybe.
Maybe a cropped down version.
Mhm. But yeah,
I'm a very lewd, wholesome.
like
Damn
I'm
right.
not totally against it, but I'm not like actively seeking it out for myself.
Yeah, it's really a personal choice that every streamer needs to make for themselves, whether or not they want to brand themselves as lewd.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, I get that the concept of sex sells is very true, but I don't want that to be my entire identity.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cause like I do push the naughty a lot, but I also push a whole lot of the support, a whole lot of uplifting other people's voices. People, there are people that want to follow yandere streamers. Good luck to them. But for me, I'm the opposite. I'm more of the soft mommy type.
Yep. You're like me in IRL. Uh,
My VTuber
you're
is like me, but dialed up to 10.
yeah, I was gonna say you're the auntie with the with the wallet.
You know, you could make more
That's
by
my
doing
struggle
not safe
with
for work,
not
but
safe
don't
for
want to be
work
known for it.
art. I know I could make more by doing not safe for for work, but don't wanna be known for it. Yeah, exactly.
That's totally fair.
She also says flat squad because my character is actually fairly flat-chested. I would say I'm, like, a C cup maybe.
Even then, that's still fairly sizable. But still, yeah, you're not really presenting yourself as a booba streamer.
They're average. Like, Radia in my chat, my artist and rigger, can vouch for me on this.
Big
She's
sis? Yeah.
We had a whole conversation about what I wanted for my live 2D thing, and this was a point of the topic. I was like, "I don't want a lot of boob physics. I just don't. I'm a blank board cup." Non-existent. Nothing wrong with that, you know, and I was like, "Dude, I wanna be like BC cup, very average."
I can get that. I mean, of course, it would be nice to have the big booba, at least in my personal opinion. But as long as I'm average, I don't really care too much.
See, I make up for it with washboard abs. But you'll never know.
But can I? Can I know?
I mean, I did just tell you. What?
I know, I was doing a flirt. I'm still practicing. I couldn't draw booba, so my OC is a little flat. And then Specky's all hype that we're talking about booba. Woke up from his nap.
I thought
Let's
about
see.
giving my character thicker thighs, but like thick in the sense that they are muscle.
That is a nice thing to look at. Thick thighs.
Save lives.
True. So I guess getting back onto topic, what do you wish was illegal?
What do I wish was illegal?
Yeah.
Oh, you have pressed the hot topic button. Red 40. In the US, this is a food dye that is known to be carcinogenic, so cancerous. So many foods in the United States have this red 40 food dye in it. So many people in the US have serious health complications because of this dye. We're talking anywhere from like asthma, and because it's carcinogenic, all the way up to cancer.
Jesus.
There are
What
a
was
lot
this
of other
again?
countries that have straight up outright banned it. Like, you cannot use this dye in food. But
A
here in the
red
US, we're like,
dye?
if yeah, red 40. I wish it was illegal. It's,
Made from petroleum?
mhm.
Jesus. Yeah, that should be illegal.
Hot button topic. What should be illegal? Red 40.
What should be
Why don't
illegal? Food dye.
I wouldn't necessarily say food dye should be illegal.
Simplifying for a joke.
Uh, but definitely like red 40.
Thank you, Lucy.
Yep, it's in so many foods. Yeah, basically, if a
That's
food
freaky.
is like red, it's probably red 40.
You lurking now?
Thank you
Lurking?
for the lurk, Radia. Oh,
Lurking
so
is a
nice for you to
backbone of
pop
streaming.
by.
Sorry, I interrupted.
No worries. But yeah, red 40 should be illegal.
It should be now that I'm looking at it. I would hope it's illegal here in Canada.
It probably is.
We'll see.
It's just
We've
here in
got
the
some weird.
US, we just don't give a flying fuck about much of any of that kind of stuff.
That's true. What would you say is the weirdest way you've ever met somebody?
That's so funny. Because this actually just very recently happened. Uh, I was at the local Walmart getting some Mountain Dew Spark. It causes ADHD. I don't know about that part, but So I was at the local Walmart getting some Mountain Dew because they have this flavor spark that is chef's kiss, delicious. Anyway, don't judge me. I
I'm
was
not
walking to my
judging.
car, and this gal was sitting in her car on her phone. The song Rasputin was playing,
Love
and she
that
had
song.
like really cool anime stickers all over her car. And the conversation went something like this: I like your stickers. Thanks. I like your shirt. Oh my god, I love that song. Oh my god, I love your backpack. It's so cute. We're friends now. Bet. What's your number? Later that night, she texted me.
Oh my god.
That's literally how it went.
I think for me it would have to be I was wearing a German metal band t-shirt at an anime convention, Rammstein,
Mhm.
if you know them. And
Mhm.
I saw somebody all the way down the street, or no, somebody saw me in that shirt and then yelled out, "Hey!" And I turned and they were wearing the exact same shirt, and I yelled out, "Hey!" And then we became best friends for life and never spoke again since.
That's a great story.
Let's see. What would you say is the most amazing natural occurrence you've ever witnessed?
Oh my gosh. This question has a soft spot in my heart, if only because of the answer. Um, I have been to Glacier National Park, which does actually have a sister park in Canada.
Oh,
The
yeah?
Waterton Park, I believe, is the name of it.
A
Um,
bus get hit by lightning? Jesus.
that's insane, Lucy. That's insane. Um, I pretty much grew up there, just maybe half an hour drive from the glacier side of it. So I've
Okay.
been there many, many, many times. And it is one of the most beautiful and serene places to be, just normally. However, one day they had this really cool, like, Milky Way Northern Lights viewing event thing. And it was really late at night, and you had to hike like 2 miles just to get to the point so that there wasn't any light pollution.
Yeah, you gotta be
Um, but
outside of the city.
once but once you got there, like, to the viewing spot, it the words cannot describe, because it's like you just look up and you see literally the Milky Way coupled with the Northern Lights.
It's a beautiful sight. I've only seen those lights once myself.
Well, so, like, imagine that with, like, a picture of, like, a galaxy behind it.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, when I saw the Northern Lights, it was, like, hours and hours out of the nearest city. So the
Mhm.
sky was entirely bright with the Northern Lights and the Milky Way behind it.
Yeah,
Your
it's
story is better than mine.
it's thank you.
It's not
But,
about being better, it's about getting to know.
that's the most amazing natural occurrence I've ever seen. It was completely indescribable, and it was actually very humbling as well.
Yeah? Shush.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
I agree. If you get the chance, you definitely should check out the Northern Lights outside of a city.
Or even just drive 2 hours out of town and
And
just
just
look at the
see this
stars.
night sky. I used to do road trips with my family, or my parents. Yeah, my family actually. Back in high school, we would go across country to go visit family, extended family, sometimes in the summers, and I always never forgot the night sky. It's just beautiful to look at.
Mhm.
I I assume I know the answer to this. Would you ever try space tourism if given the chance?
Well, one could say that I am a space tourist. It's very similar to being a regular tourist, but the journey views are less exciting and the locals are always trying to steal your stuff.
So it's just like being a tourist.
In all seriousness, I think, like in real life, if I were given the opportunity, I probably would, should the risks be minimal.
I agree, I would be the same way. As long as it's not super risky, I would want to see Earth from this atmosphere. I'd want to see the actual starry sky without the atmosphere in our way. I think that would be
For
a
real.
great experience. What would you say you resent paying for the most?
I would have to say things that are necessary for everyday life.
That's a common answer.
Uh, my top 3 are gonna be power, food, and feminine products.
Yeah, those hygiene
Why are they
products
all so
are
expensive?
they're
Why? Just why?
necessary.
Just why?
Money. That's all it is. They just want money.
Oh, trust me, I live in the US. It's a capitalist hellhole.
I am a space terrorist. I shouldn't have read that out on Twitch.
Yeah, you really should know.
In Roblox.
And just like that, this stream will now be unarchived.
At
No,
least
I'm
I
kidding.
keep mine unpublished until I actually decide I want to publish them. But I do throw
Fair.
VODs onto YouTube, so I don't really worry about publishing on Twitch.
Hmm.
Which workers would you say have the worst jobs?
Anyone that works with raw sewage. Sure, they get paid well,
I
but
can imagine that would
yeah,
not be fun.
it takes a special kind of person, and that person's not me.
Yeah, it's certainly not me either, and whoever does it should be some of the highest paid people, because that is
Agreed.
critical for our functioning as a
Society.
society.
I mean, in a way, you could say that our society is literally built on it.
I am Lucifer.
I don't know about in
I can be
Canada.
destroy a planet.
I don't know about Canada, but here in the US, sewage lines are actually run underneath the street to help give the streets stability.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
So, like, our society is literally built on them.
It really is. And if they're mistreated and not what's it? If they're not properly managed, it will become a massive problem for everybody.
One could say it's gonna be a shitstorm.
That's true. That is true. I did run out of questions now. Is there anything else you'd like to make mention of? Thoughts you'd like to share?
Mm, I don't know. I thought it would be kind of fun to maybe open up the questions to chat.
Yeah, if Chad has any questions, go right ahead and ask.
This is the time where I am an open book. No question is off the table.
There is that little bit of delay, so if anybody is dropping a question, we gotta wait a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Very well aware.
Oh yeah, you and I both get that, but there are probably some people in chat that don't realize it.
Mm-hmm. Vibin.
Do you happen to have any background music on your stream?
I do.
I do
It's just
too.
fairly quiet.
Yeah, I keep like a lo-fi playlist on the background, but
Same.
if I'm
But I've
gaming, I
made sure
usually
that
switch
it's
it to a rock or hi-fi.
yeah, same. I've also made sure that it's DMCA free so I don't get the mute.
I use Stream Beats by Harris Heller.
Nice. Sometimes I'll use pretzel. Uh, there's this one artist on Spotify that I'll also usually go and play because he's posted many, many times that his stuff is and will always be DMCA free.
That's good. There needs to be more artists like that.
Mhm.
It looks like chat's being a little shy. So I guess there are some lurkers in here and they want to keep their lurking. Which is totally
Yeah.
fine by me. Oh, Lucy's back.
We
If you got
opened
any,
up
go ahead.
questions for chat, so if you have any questions of me, now would be the time.
Yeah, typically we haven't really done any Q&A for this stuff, but I'm happy to have it.
No question is off the table.
Do you prefer sweet or savory?
I prefer sweet foods. My hips, on the other hand, wish I would stop.
I'm kind of the same way. No, I try to push myself towards savory instead.
Mhm.
Prefer sweet man? Well, I personally prefer sweet women, but yeah, I like sweet men too. I know what you meant, Lucy, by the way. I'm making a joke. By the way, you didn't really have a timetable for your live 2D, did you?
At the moment, I do not.
Okay.
There was an estimate of early September,
But
but
life can really get
I'm
in the way
not
of
in
that.
any sort of rush at all.
Yeah,
The
and
way
it's
I
not good
figure
to
it
rush your artists
is,
either.
yeah, I was like, you know what? When they get it done, they get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have quality over like it was met on a deadline.
Yeah, that makes sense. Weirdest thing to happen at a restaurant.
Weirdest thing to happen at a restaurant.
You're excused, Lucy.
Uh-huh.
I would have to say Bill Murray walked up, stole a fry, and said, "No one will ever believe you."
That sounds like him.
It didn't happen to me, but it happened to somebody else, and I wish it did.
There was one time my boyfriend and I were at like an Asian buffet and this other random couple. So we're like halfway through our first plate. And this other random couple just comes in and literally sits next to us. Restaurant's maybe half full. Plenty of other seating. They come in and they sit at the same table with us. Don't say a word. Just nothing.
Really?
And and like they went and got second plate and came back and sat down with us again. And it was at that point, like, me and my partner were kind of exchanging like weird glances with each other. Like, what in the world is even going on right now? Because we didn't know these people at all. We had never seen this couple before in our life.
Maybe they were just from a social culture.
Maybe. But I kind of turned to them and I was like, I don't mind you guys sitting here, but who are you? Do we know you from somewhere?
You're my
And
friend now. We're having soft tacos later.
yeah, come to find out, the girl was blind. And the guy just like had thought that like we were her friends. And it was just kind of like, well, I guess we're friends now.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's the weirdest thing
138.
that's ever happened in a restaurant. Spoiler alert, we have not seen them since.
Yeah, I might actually use a clip from like the last 30 seconds for the stinger. Because I do want to start adding like a 10 to 15-second little clip at the start of the video to just hook people's attention. Because right
Gotcha,
now,
gotcha.
I'm super seen as a bad choice of words. But right now, I've got all I do is fade in from black and fade out from or to black, and that's about all I do for the editing. I've done one video where I actually do a bunch of editing, but I don't have the time for that anymore.
Yeah, I currently use a stinger that I got from an overlay package from Nerd or Die. Um, hey, I got it on sale and I like it. Fits the theme. It's in my colors. It just works. Um,
That's good.
I just recently, and Bree knows this, finished a custom uh transition stinger for Splatoon. Splatoon is one of my favorite games. I've been following that franchise since before 1 was released, while it was still in development.
It was
Uh,
a very unique shooter, honestly. A lot
it's
of
a shooter
fun.
that doesn't feel like a shooter.
Nintendo was like, okay, shooters are popular. How do we make it not violent?
Yeah, for reals. How do we make a Nintendo shooter? And
And they
so
pulled it
yeah,
off.
I made a custom stinger Splatoon themed for that.
It is
And
definitely worth checking out. Go check out her Twitter.
for sure, for sure. It took me a really long time to make, but it was worth it. It's actually tracked and animated. So what that means, the tracked part is you can see both scenes at the same time in the transition.
Yeah, so like that little
You can
bit that
see the
was
scene that
transitioning, you
it's
see the one
filming.
screen
Yeah,
going
you can
over the
see
other
where
kind of.
yeah, you can see the screen that you're the scene that you're transitioning from and the screen that you're transitioning to all within the stinger.
Yeah, I want to do stuff like that, but I gotta actually figure it out.
It took a long time to make and it was a pretty steep learning curve.
I can imagine.
Curve is not the wrong or curve is not the right word,
It's a
honestly.
very steep learning brick wall.
I would say cliff, and you just free fall until you manage to grasp onto the side of the cliff.
That makes sense. I've tried to use Mix It Up, but it's challenging.
So I didn't make the stinger in Mix It Up. I made the stinger in Adobe After Effects. Mix It Up is a bot that I use in conjunction with my streams to do a lot of stream functions for me. Bree and I were kind of talking about this earlier pre-stream, but for example, my channel point rewards. I don't do anything for that. I don't do anything for that at all.
That's the stinger we were talking about that she worked on so hard. Check it out. Retweet it.
For sure. It's really, really good. Like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but
And you made
top
that
tier.
in one sitting, was it?
Technically 2 sittings,
Okay, that's good. Because you
but it
said you
took
worked on it like 12 hours total. Yeah, don't do that in one sitting.
yeah, I ended up doing a lot of like research and learning how to use the program because I had literally never touched any sort of animation software before that project.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah. I don't do things little. I don't know how to do like introductory stuff, you know. So, like, when most people learn a program, they're like, I want to do just this very simple thing. Meanwhile, I'm over here and I'm like, I'm going to do a whole ass stinger transition. Fight me.
That's certainly a good attitude to have.
uh, yeah, I had literally never touched animation software before that.
I've done a little in high school and college, but that was like over 10 years ago, so I haven't touched them. I've got skill rust. But I really should shake that rust off and get into it. It'll really help my VTubing.
That's how I feel about my Japanese, honestly. Because, like, I know Japanese. Like, I can speak it at, like, probably an elementary school level now, but I was quite fluent back in college.
Oh yeah? I never learned any other language. I've wanted to, but never committed.
It's fairly common.
It
Most
is.
people in the world are monolinguistic. It is
It's
considered a
true.
great and marketable skill to be, well,
Yeah, to
dual
speak
linguistic.
just any other one language. Yeah, Lucy, that's the one I pasted.
Mhm.
Exact same link. I guess we could start wrapping this up if nobody else has any other questions. Would you want to go over shouting yourself out again one more time towards the end?
Sure thing. Can't scroll up and chat in mobile.
Oh, fair
True,
enough.
you can't. You cannot. Uh, in conclusion, I am CatfeinePlz. Most people just call me Cat. My character name is actually Nim, but most people just call me Cat. I'll go by both. I am on Twitter, as we have recently noticed. I am also on Le Discord. I'll drop that here again. Cube. Le plop. That's my Discord right there. All of my handles are more or less the same variation of my tag. My Twitter is CatfeineP. There's no LZ. I am a variety streamer, but I am also very, very Star Wars themed. My model is a Togruta.
Well,
Oh, that must have been you earlier. Gotcha.
yeah, I think Lucy did follow you earlier.
She
But this
did,
has
but she
been a
also sent
very
me a
fun
friend
time.
request on Discord.
Oh,
Yeah, this has
perfect.
been super, super fun. I'd love to do this again in like a year.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I definitely want to keep in contact. If you ever want to hop on the stream and chat with me, I'd be happy to have you.
Sounds like a plan.
And if you want somebody to collab with, you let me know and I'll try and work something out.
I'm always down to collabs.
I think the big thing is just finding games or stuff for us to match up on to really do.
For sure.
But we can definitely keep in contact in DMs anyways.
Hell yeah.
Same goes with you?
Now wait,
Yeah,
wait, wait, wait,
Lucy's
wait, wait,
pretty
wait,
great.
wait, wait. Important question.
Shoot.
What kind of contact? Oh, wait.
What? I was assuming say so, but...
If I didn't know any better, I'd say.
Oh, you cut out there.
Sorry, I scrolled away from my mic for a second. I said, if I didn't know any better, I'd say I flustered you just now.
Little bit.
What can
I
I
wasn't
say? The
expecting
ways
that
of a
out of you.
forest are mysterious.
That's true. Physical contact, that is a nice form of contact, as long as it's consensual.
Oh, I don't deal in anything but.
That's good to hear. But unfortunately, I do got IRL errands to get to sooner or later.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I might be doing another stream later tonight. Depends on how I feel playing like actual video games. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe drawing some emotes. We'll see.
I might actually be streaming tomorrow as well. I'm not too sure about that. But on Tuesday, I do have another interview like this coming up. So that's going to be
Nice.
another fun one.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, this video is going to be coming out on the 26th of August, a Friday at noon PST.
Awesome. Look forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think we've covered basically everything. We got through all my questions I wanted to do. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun.
I might actually just swap over to playing a video game. So if
Yeah, go for it.
I will be taking a short break since we've been going for about 2 hours.
Yeah,
But
just under.
if y'all wanna keep hanging with me, you're more than welcome to.
I can entertain chat while you're away, if you'd like.
Or you could raid me and get on with
Well, I was
your
thinking of doing that anyways, but if you're going to take a little break, might as well keep chat entertained somehow.
Sure. Alrighty.
Let's try and figure that one out. How am I going
Sounds
to
like a
keep
plan.
everybody entertained? The
Alright.
hard part is keeping it PG. I kid, it's not actually that hard for me. I thought... Oh, right, that's where my little nest was. I'm just going to gush for a little bit over Kat's design. I really like the face paint that she's got going. The little bit of jewelry on top. I can't tell if she has the, what's that thingy? I forget what it's called, but it's like an earring that dangles down. I think it was worn by the warriors and stuff. I am, out of character, I am pretty sure she's a Jedi, 100%, but she hides her lightsaber at the very least. I wonder what color she goes with. I myself use red, but for her, it's hard to tell if she would be blue or if she'd be green. I do definitely like her action pose. It keeps it a little bit interesting instead of just standing there in a basic pose with your hand on your hip. The orange eyes honestly really pop out of her face because they're on opposite sides of the color spectrum, or they're complementary colors. Sis, can we do a Tower Fantasy collab eventually? Of course.
And
We
I am
just
back.
welcome back. I was just talking about how much I love your design.
I heard. I just wasn't at my microphone.
Oh,
Appreciate
okay.
all the compliments. Yeah, so the headdress, lore-wise speaking, there is a creature that is like the natural predator of Togrutas, and this headdress is made from the teeth of that creature,
Oh, okay.
and it is awarded to those who slay one. So there's that little touch of lore there. The face painting and the Montreal, so my little horns and tendril thing, those are all unique to every Togruta. Um, Typically, you'll see a lot of the same kind of patterning in like hereditary families.
Mm-hmm.
Togruta are so cool, honestly. Thank you,
Hey,
thank you,
Alice.
thank you.
They are.
So yeah, I get the face painting more from my dad, and my Montrals are more from my mother's side.
Okay.
Fun fact, Montrals are actually hollow. They're like
They
a bone
are?
structure.
Huh.
Yeah. Think of it kind of similar to like a bat with echolocation.
In top 5
We can
species of Star
tell
Wars? Nice.
we can tell where things are spatially through them.
Okay.
Hmm.
And they
As
do they kind of move or bend a little? I wasn't 100% sure on that.
the top part are more akin to horns. That's like the actual bone structure.
But then the
Uh,
bottom is a little more flexible?
yes, those are more flexible. To the same degree as like a Twi'lek.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was always curious about that part of the Togruta physiology, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm an intellectual.
As for the whole Jedi Sith thing, as you can see, you on your stream, you have my full design up. Uh, I have both Sith and Jedi elements in my robes.
I was noticing some of the Sith inspiration, the wristbands, the black belt, the undershirt right over your white shirt.
The
That
red belt
definitely,
is also very Sith as well.
that is true, yeah. Because Sith are very much black and red.
Whereas, like, the jumpsuit is that nice beige
Hmm.
of a Jedi, and then the overrobe is the classic Jedi brown.
Yeah, so you
Uh,
definitely give off not full Jedi, but not exactly a gray Jedi either. Not that kind of vibes. But,
mhm,
like, not 100% following one.
exactly, exactly. Um, so diving into a little bit of lore of my character, uh, I am post Clone Wars era.
Okay.
So as far as what's canon right now, I am kind of halfway in between the story.
So, like,
I take
what
place
movie
at
would you say?
around I take place at around the same time as Rebels, the animated series,
Oh, okay.
a little bit before Mandalorian, which is more mainstream.
Wasn't Mandalorian, like, post Empire? Not Empire. Empire was the fifth one, wasn't it?
That would still be post Clone Wars, yes.
Yeah, no, what I'm thinking, because Rebels was right before A New Hope, and then Mandalorian, wasn't that post, Return of the Jedi?
I think so, but
And
I'm
there's
in
like
that
there's a
general part
fair
of the
chunk of
timeline
time
there.
between those three movies. Yeah, Mandalorian was it after Return of the Jedi.
Hmm.
Like 10 years after. Okay, that's what I thought. So there is kind of like a leeway, but you can safely say you're in the original trilogy era instead of like the prequels or the sequel trilogy eras.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where my character sits chronologically. Um,
5 years, 10 years, who cares?
I would say that full disclosure, due to my training, it has made me Force Gray.
Okay, that makes sense. Especially given your character's look.
I did inherit a lightsaber. I chose those words carefully.
Thanks for the follow there, Alice.
As for the color, I will leave that a surprise. But I
Ah.
will say that it has a very nice wooden hilt.
Ooh. You don't see too many lightsabers with wooden hilts. The last one I can think of was that Wookiee Jedi Padawan from Clone Wars.
That's the only
It's rainbow
canon.
100%.
It's rainbow. That's funny.
If I wasn't Sith, I would have a rainbow one. Yes, Gunky is amazing. That was their name, right?
Yeah, that's the only wooden hilt that we've seen in canon. I'm sure more exist, of course, but
Fingers
the only
crossed
one
as
that
you
we
grow, you
know.
become canon. Yeah, he is
It
going to
would
be in Bad
be
Batch.
it would be a dream, a wild dream if Disney approached me and was like, "Hey, instead of cease and desist, We recognize this is a channel of entertainment we need to get into.
Do you know the story of R2KT?
R2KT.
Yeah.
That is a droid I am not familiar with.
Essentially, that droid is designed just like R2D2, but pink. And that droid was originally made by. Have you ever heard of. Was it. I think they were the 501st, the
Yes, I
cosplay
do.
group?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the leader of that, it was either the 501st or the 405th. The 501st focuses Star Wars, 405th focuses Halo cosplay. I can't. It's been many years, but the leader had a daughter who was a big fan of Star Wars, who developed cancer. And what the father did was built a life-size astromech droid, just like R2D2, but pink, and dubbed it R2KT. And Lucasfilm put that in the Clone Wars. Like, she didn't have, or the droid didn't have a giant arc
It
or
was
anything, but it
more like
was a
a
nod to, we recognize your struggle, this is the very least we can do. And
well,
that
I
was
mean
honestly sweet to find out.
it makes sense that they would put that in the films actually.
It was in the
Because
Clone Wars show, actually.
oh, like the animated series?
Yeah, they didn't get to add it to the main films.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Because I'm pretty sure the prequels
I
were
mean,
already done when this happened.
well, yeah, they definitely were. Ahsoka is actually not present in any of the feature-length films. However,
Not yet.
the best friend that framed her for murder actually is.
Yeah,
We
she
do.
is.
Ahsoka is never present, but her I think I can't remember her race, but she is in the films as like
I
a
don't
background
remember her race
character.
either, but I know it's Barris.
Yeah,
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 Barris.
you do see Barris every once in a while.
I've just been kind of avoiding mentioning her name because, spoilers in case anybody hasn't watched it. But it has been out a while, so do your research by now.
Just go watch it. It's great. You won't regret it.
Murielarian species.
Yep.
Murielian. I
Yep.
pronounced that right.
Yep.
No need to second guess.
But it totally makes sense that Lucasfilms would add R2KT into one of the series. Um
Yeah,
so the 501st, they're not like an official group
no,
or
they're not
anything. They're just a
officially
bunch of
sanctioned.
fans with really cool cosplays.
Yeah, they're not officially
But
sanctioned by Disney or
thank you so much for the follow.
Hey
We're
Dusk.
just gonna call him Dusk. Welcome to the cantina. I am Catfeine. First drinks on me.
Making me posture check. Oh man, you're dropping me all those redeems.
You know what? I'll join in that hydrate. Today we have some lemon lime called IV water, and it's basically like Gatorade, but better.
I'm just having some water for me.
So Dusk has also dropped a bunch for me. He dropped a hydrate that I literally just did. And then he dropped a snacky snack. Today we have some tortilla chips. I'm weird. I just like tortilla chips plain sometimes. We'll see if we can get that nice
Honestly, I get
satisfying
that.
crunch.
Like, I like them with salsa and stuff, but if I don't have salsa, I'm okay with eating tortillas plain.
Yeah, dude. They're just like the perfect amount of salty.
They really are.
As an unrelated side note, I made nachos for dinner last night.
Ooh, nice. I had pierogies.
Nice. And then we've also got a big stretch.
You gotta go.
Yeah,
Headphones are about to die. That's totally okay. I'm
we
actually ending stream
appreciate
here soon.
you. We appreciate you.
We really do. It's been nice having you here, Lucy.
Thank you for all of the redeems, Dusk. I needed that stretch more than I thought I did.
It's honestly nice when that pops up in chat, because a lot of the time I don't think about it, and then out of the way, or out of nowhere, and
Yep.
I need it.
Yep. Back to the conversation. So yeah, the 501st aren't like official. They're just a bunch of people with really cool cosplays.
Yeah, they have a
However,
high standard for their cosplays, but
yeah,
they're not
like you
official with Disney or Star Wars.
yeah, like just to be considered a 501st, there's a whole bunch of spec points that you have to meet for
Mm-hmm.
your costume. But Lucasfilms does commission them out in their films. So like
Yep.
if you ever see clone troopers or stormtroopers in their films, they're almost always members of the 501st because they have
In
such high quality cosplays.
The Mandalorian, end of season 1, where there's all those stormtroopers, that was the
Mhm.
501st.
Yep. And a
It's
lot of them
just easier for them to reach out to the fans that have those high quality cosplays. And
yeah.
one of my favorite things about the 501st is like they don't charge for events to show up people up or get people to show up, but they do typically do like, we're doing charity events. Please come up. Please come, guys. That kind of
And
thing.
they're always for like super wholesome charities.
They are. They're a great place.
A lot of the charities, I don't know the specific names, but a lot of the times they will do charities that are focused around children.
Mm-hmm. Like out here for me, there's a children's hospital that they actually do stuff with regularly.
Yeah, it's
Maybe once
super
a
cool to
month.
go and see.
It really helps the kids, honestly, and it's a
It
wonderful thing that they're
so
doing.
does. It so does.
Honestly, I can't say nice enough things about the 501st. I saw a panel at a convention one year.
Mm-hmm.
It was just titled "Getting into Star Wars Cosplay," and it was run by the 501st. Ironically, it was actually run by a guy in Jedi cosplay, and he opens a panel with waving his hand, "You will laugh at my jokes." And of course the room laughed.
Yeah. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, Alice says that they've heard bad things about their group. Care to share?
Bad things about the
Because I've never heard
501st.
an ill word about them.
I would definitely be curious to find out what's up with that. Because, yeah, I haven't personally heard anything terrible about them, but I also haven't looked into them super duper hard. I had considered joining a while back, but I never ended up making a outfit that would fit.
Yeah.
Good people about a good handful of members being elitist and such. I can sort of get that with how high their standard is for entry of like they want only movie accurate costumes available and you can't even have a original character unless it's essentially pre-approved. Even then
Mm-hmm.
it's hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do kind of
And
get that too, that because they're going
those
to
kinds of
constant events.
stories those kinds of stories sound more like very isolated individual events
Mm-hmm.
that don't necessarily reflect on the group as a whole.
Yeah, because if it was like the head of the group that people are always looking to being like that, or being like dismissive and talking down about people that are trying their best, that would be bad and I would have issue with that. But it could also be at the point where it's like somebody did try their best, but they didn't quite get in, but they weren't insulted over their stuff. I can sort of see how people could get upset over that. So I can't really blame them. It's a gray situation.
Mm-hmm. Uh, fun fact.
I like fun.
Uh, in the series Obi-Wan, one of the first episodes, spoiler alerts. In one of the first episodes, he gets to a planet in search of the objective, quote unquote.
Oh, you've
and
heard good and
he
bad?
walks past, what is portrayed as a homeless trooper. Not only was that person a member of the 501st, but if you look closely at that trooper, you see that not only is he a clone trooper, but the coloring of his armor was a clone trooper from his troop.
From the 501st?
So the 501st is actually Anakin's.
Yeah.
I
They were
I
also the last squad in the Empire to have clone troopers.
yeah, it the trooper that is featured in the show is from Obi-Wan's troop. I can't remember the number, but they did have slightly different painting.
I think I did recognize the character. It's just
It's kind of
been a
one of
bit,
those
so it
things
needs
where it's
to
like
pop into my head a little more. I'd have to see the scene again.
it was kind of one of
Yeah, Obi-Wan's
the
was the
212.
212. Anakin's was the 504. 501st. 212 being orange, 501st being blue.
Mhm. No, that's right. I remember now. It was a member of Anakin's 501st.
It was actually Tamura Morrison. I don't think I know them. At least not by name. Oh yeah, Boba Fett actor.
No, I don't think it was.
It looked like the dude.
It might have been, but it would make sense.
Okay,
Um,
Google, we gotta figure this one out.
to be fair,
Obi-Wan.
like I mentioned earlier, my memory is Swiss cheese, so it
Yeah,
wouldn't
that dude's
surprise
in
me.
Anakin's armor. 501st, 100%.
Yeah, I corrected myself. It was Anakin's armor. As far as the actor, it wouldn't surprise me if it was Tamora Morrison because it's Boba Fett and Jango, who they based all of the clones off of.
It's hard to tell from this picture. Oh, there's articles saying episode 2 features secret Boba Fett cameo.
It's not a Boba Fett cameo.
It's
It's
just the
literally,
actor.
it's literally just the actor,
Voice is
and
a
you
dead
can't say
giveaway?
it's
I
a Boba Fett
think so.
cameo when it's a clone. Every clone is a Boba Fett cameo.
Yeah, this was the guy that showed up in Obi-Wan.
Maybe I just didn't recognize him because of the long hair and the beard.
That's honestly what I'm thinking. Solaris is saying
But,
the
like,
voice is a
also
dead
the
giveaway,
face
and Solaris
structure
does
is
know,
different. Like, the face structure
no.
is different than Tamura's. Like, if you look
OBS.
up Tamura real quick,
Talk show.
like,
Chat.
his face
Talk
is...
show.
His
Yeah.
cheekbones are higher.
He certainly has a distinct facial feature. Or distinct face.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, his voice is super unique. The beard and the hair. Yeah.
But
That
yeah,
makes a huge difference. Beard and hair can really change
but
you.
yeah, that's why Obi-Wan stops for so long in front of this homeless clone. Because the whole show wraps around his relationship with Darth Vader. So to see a clone from Anakin's troop really brings him back there mentally, almost like a PTSD moment.
Yeah, it was definitely very hard on Obi-Wan.
I was really impressed with the cinematology in that scene specifically.
Oh yeah. Like, and just that show in general, they did really well with it.
Mm-hmm. I was really quite surprised. And I also thought they did a very, very good job of handling PTSD
Now I
without
want to rewatch
explicitly
Kenobi and
saying it.
cry more. Me too, Alice.
Yeah, they did a really good job of handling PTSD without explicitly saying, this is PTSD.
Yeah, they did a much better job of just showing instead of telling.
Well, and it was also a really good portrayal of the side of PTSD that nobody talks about. And, the side of PTSD from events that aren't like war.
Yeah, because when people hear PTSD, they
They oh,
literally
I'm so
only think
sorry. Thank
war.
you for serving. But, you can get PTSD from watching a horrific car accident.
Yeah, you can get it from quite a few things that are very traumatic, not just warfare.
You know, in this case, Obi-Wan has PTSD of watching what could be described as his child, abandoning him and becoming his enemy.
Yeah, they were essentially brothers together.
Mhm.
Just want to give sad Jedi man a hug. I know.
True. True.
I would love to see a season 2 where we get the adventures of Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon again.
So, the comic books are canon.
Spoiler alert.
Highly, highly recommend checking out the Obi-Wan comic series.
I should check that out for sure. Obi-Wan
Yeah.
comic.
You get a lot of really cool, really interesting information that you don't get in any of the cinematic universe. Uh, for example, my brain exploded at something that was revealed about Darth Maul. And as soon as I learned that, I was like, that makes everything make sense. Everything
Mm-hmm.
just makes sense now. Because like in the cinematic universe and even like the animated stuff as well, Darth Maul is, this big important person and we never really know why. Other than like, oh yeah, he's good with the Force, but like a lot of people are good with the Force. Spoiler alert, Darth Maul is important because he is the son of Tenzin.
Anakin needed a father, not a brother. That's why Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan duel music was called Duel of Fates. It's
Mm-hmm.
the duel which decided what happens to Anakin. Yeah, that makes
Ex-
sense. Which reveal
mm-hmm.
about Maul, I'm lost. I kind of forget. But apparently, you got your answer.
Yeah, the music, everything in Star Wars just fascinates me, even like down to the music. They do a lot of musical play in Mandalorian, especially. You will hear snippets of various people's themes throughout the episode. Um, for example, when you first encounter Grogu, not only does Grogu's theme play, but in that same musical composition, Yoda's theme is worked into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're doing like subconscious recollections there. Mother Talzin was the matriarch of a group of witches living on planet Dathomir called the Night Sisters. Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's who you were talking about. Can I see your arsehole? I can link you a chat or a site if you DM me, but I'm
Yeah,
not
I
going to link
really
it
see what
directly.
you're saying. Can I see your arsehole?
Is that a
Um,
regular or are they getting the ban hammer?
First time chatter. I am gonna give you exactly
First time
one
chatter if
chance.
you have balls.
I'm gonna give you exactly one chance to be a decent human being. Be warned.
But yeah, Mother
So yeah,
Talzin was actually a deeper character than I honestly expected.
you are indecent.
Indecent is my chat. What are you doing over
Okay.
there?
Let's see here. Boop.
At least they were upfront about it.
Yeah, but that's not how you enter someone.
No, that's not how you enter somebody's chat.
Yep.
I wonder if that even works. The just being upfront, can I see your arsehole?
There we
I
go.
mean, it wouldn't work on me, but would it work on somebody else?
So
Who
not
knows?
only have they been blocked, but they have also been banned. We're just not even going there.
No, we're not. Have a little theory about Yoda and Grogu's species? You want to let us know?
My theory is that they're manufactured.
Oh, really? That they're like genetic experiments or kind of thing?
Think more like Snoke.
Okay. I don't know Snoke's backstory.
Snoke is a clone of Palpatine.
Oh, okay.
But
So you kind of
there
think
was some
Grogu could be a
genetic
clone?
manipulation to where to make Snoke like more powerful than Palpatine. And
Yeah, that worked.
I think that Mandalorian's story with Grogu directly ties into Snoke. So you do see Snoke in canon in the last film. Snoke is the crazy guy on the throne that Kylo Ren kicks the crap out of.
Yeah, he was Kylo's master in the first two
Yep.
sequels.
Yep, that's Snoke.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I guess I just forgot that he was a clone of Palpatine.
Mhm. Um,
Like an ancient
Mine is
species
that
into the Force kind of thing, but the light side, kind of like the Sith species type thing. Ah,
gotcha,
okay.
gotcha.
That's interesting,
But
actually.
yeah, my
Interesting
theory is that
distinction and
the reason the dark side is trying to get Grogu so freaking bad is so that they can continue their genetic experiments to make Snoke better. Technically, Mandalorian
mm,
is before Snoke,
yeah, that's
so they're
true.
trying to get Grogu to learn more about midichlorian genetic research
That makes sense.
because they
And then also
really want Grogu.
Alice's thoughts that they could be
Mhm.
the ancient light side equivalent of the Sith race.
Mhm.
But is the
But
Sith race even canon within the movies these days? It's hard to tell.
mm, technically speaking, they are because there was that one acid trip of an episode in Clone Wars.
Sadly, no. Okay, I didn't think so.
That's why I said technically.
Yeah, because there was, as you were saying, one in the Clone Wars, but then they might not have even said that it was Sith race. Could have just
Well,
had
because
similar. I don't remember
in
it.
that in that episode, there's a deity that represents the light side, and then there's a deity that represents the dark side.
You mean the brother, sister, and the father?
Yeah.
Yeah, that arc. I didn't think those were actually like the Sith race for the brother. Because like
Mm-hmm.
when I hear Sith race, I think like from Knights of the Old Republic. The Mortis
Mm,
gods, yes, thank you.
yeah. There is some argument to say that like um the species that is from Dathomir, I can never remember what they're actually called, that they are the Sith race, but that's also not really true. Kind of jumping back a little bit.
Maybe they're called Darthmerians.
Who knows? Notable character that is from Dathomir, Asajj Ventress. She is a Night Sister from Dathomir.
Yeah, she is. Zabrak. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's... They're from Dothmere, but they're called the Zabrak. I'm dumb.
Yep.
They're like my favorite race, too.
But in
Oh, yeah,
the
because
show,
Dathomir was about the women, Iridonia had all the men, wasn't it? Or that was on Dathomir and they segregated them. Because, you
I
know,
think it's more that
segregation
they
is great.
segregated them.
Pardon?
I said I think they more just segregate them.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. But this is the most I've been touching up and diving into Star Wars lore in a while. So I'm a
But
little rusty.
But yeah, so like in the comics, you find out that Darth Maul is literally like the child of, we're not talking like Night Sister or, like cult children. We're talking about like literal flesh and blood of Mother Talzin.
Dathomir is
And
where males are more
Mother
servants in breeding
Talzin
stock?
made,
Ah.
spoilers alert, Mother Talzin made a deal with Count Dooku that they would not attack any of the people from Dathomir and Iridonia, and in return, she would essentially give Darth Maul to him as an apprentice.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because he is naturally so in tune with the Force and the mystical magic, for lack of a better way to put it, of the Night Sisters. He is very, very powerful.
It was Palpatine, not Dooku, says Solaris. I think
In the
Dooku went.
comics, the
I
the
thought Dooku
in the
made a deal
comics,
separately from that, but Palpatine was
the
the one that
deal
got
might have
Maul.
been made with Palpatine and Dooku. Because in the comics, it is 100% Dooku.
Pardon? I missed that, sorry. Pretty sure native
Uh,
home to Zabrax is Iridonia, but they were the only early species to develop interstellar travel. I think they were all over the galaxy, which is cool. Oh, okay.
it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they seem to have, like, a good grasp of, like, magics.
But yeah, so once I read that part, like, my brain exploded.
Yeah,
Because I was
honestly,
like,
there's
oh my god,
so much
that
lore
makes
we could
so
dive
much more
into.
sense about his character and, like, why he's important. And then it also makes more sense of that whole thing in Clone Wars and Rebels with Mother Talzin. Because, like, in Clone Wars and Rebels, she seems like just this kind of random character that they just throw in.
Yeah, she
But once I
seems a
read
little
that,
out of nowhere, but she does play a fairly big role from the shadows.
yeah, so, like, that whole arc made all of that make sense.
Oh my god, we could just keep talking for hours and hours. We're already
Yeah,
almost like 2.5 now.
yeah,
Especially with like, what, were we talking an extra half hour before this?
yeah,
Oh, it's been so much fun.
for sure, for sure.
Definitely want to chat with you again sometime in the future.
Absolutely, just let me know.
Oh, and fun fact, I do typically have pink eyes for my VTuber, but I decided to give this outfit yellow eyes. And I think you know why.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Talking Star Wars is so much fun. I'm
For
glad I'm
sure.
making more Star Wars friends.
Yeah, that's definitely something I would really like to see more. That was actually one of the questions that you had sent over earlier was like what is a niche that you want to see?
Did I
And
miss that question?
yeah,
Shit.
and I had said honestly, I feel like I am the niche that I wanted to see. When I was very, very baby VTuber, I was streaming Battlefront 2, which, side note, is a bitch and a half to stream, if only because the game itself is super buggy.
The remake or the original?
Battlefront 2, so the most recent iteration of the
Okay.
game.
Yeah, because there was a different Battlefront 2 for PlayStation 2, I want to say. That one I played the hell out of back in the day.
Yeah, on PC, it's buggy as hell. Anyway,
I can imagine.
so, like, I went to go raid somebody, and back then, you're very, very starter, so this raid practice is find somebody playing the same game. Uh, and there was absolutely no VTubers playing the game, like, at all.
Really?
Yeah, like, I even searched by tag, and there was nobody. So that kinda got the gears in my head turning, and I started looking for more Star Wars themed anybody. And I would find people playing Star Wars games, but nobody that had like a more solid theme. And that's when I realized there was a calling that needed to be. So after that I took a full month to rebrand, and here I am.
Honestly,
On
I'm
that.
glad you did. We do
Mhm.
need more Star Wars VTubers. Though I personally will be sticking with my design because I have a specific niche and goal in mind. But
I
I do
I
have costumes I like to do.
I
Imagine having
can
Star Wars theme.
see
Don't look at my name.
I can see why there aren't more, I guess, VTubers like me out there. Um, I get it. Like, copyright is scary, and Disney has made themselves very well known for coming after you. But as long as you really do your research and know where those lines, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Like, for example, the first Star Wars film does not become public domain until 2070,
Ah, man.
which means that the franchise as a whole does not become public domain.
Mickey Mouse is sending a subpoena as we speak.
I guess I'm graduating. Anyway, so like that means that the franchise as a whole can't become public domain until at the bare minimum 2070. However, because they are continually making content, it pushes that like automatic date out further and further. But their copyrights, I read it specifically, goes it runs real deep. Um so like in general, you can get away with about 80% of something before it becomes a violation.
Really?
In in Disney, it goes as far as likeness of characters all the way down to sound effects. So, in my streams, I cannot play a Wookiee sound because that sound file is copyrighted.
But you could do
Everything in
like a Wookiee impression and then use it yourself?
yes,
As long as it's not like super duper
exactly.
accurate to it. It's gotta be a little
Correct.
off. Okay.
I can use a generic blaster sound, but I cannot use the specific Star Wars blaster,
Of
which makes me
course.
really sad because I cannot use the trademark vroom of a lightsaber. I can use
Honestly,
the
for a
likeness
Star
of a
Wars,
lightsaber,
yeah.
but I cannot use like any canon lightsabers.
Yeah, you'd have to come up with your own sound effects to do that.
Mhm.
But honestly, having the Star
However,
Wars effects would be great for like alert
yes,
notifications.
it would, but that is going to be the fastest way to get a cease and desist.
It is. So you'd have to do all the sound effects yourself, and that's not exactly easy.
Yeah, so I remember I did a lot of research and scoured the internet for a DMCA free like song that sounded very very similar to, the Star Wars theme, same sort of style, but was still DMCA free. And that's what plays in my starting soon over my text crawl.
Okay. That's honestly pretty great. So you have a text crawl for your entire starting soon screen?
I sure do.
That is genius. I love that.
And it's in very similar style to the movies, where
Oh
it does
yeah.
have a small bit, of context lore in them.
Is it always the same thing or is it slightly different per stream or do you have like a few of them you switch between?
Right now it's all the same,
Okay.
but I guess minor announcement. I do intend to change those as I go through progressions.
Okay.
So, for example, Once I have my 100, follower celebration, it'll be a new text crawl,
Oh, nice. That'd be a
and
perfect time
it'll
to update
say,
it.
episode 2 with a new title and a new text.
Episode 3, 2.0
Yeah.
live 2D debut.
Yeah, so those are going to change and start releasing more of my story as time progresses.
That's a pretty good idea, honestly.
Um, I don't typically delude this much, but like it's fairly obvious at this point in the interview that I've taken a lot of time to really think about all of this. Like what exactly is my channel?
Yeah,
And it
you
is,
you definitely come across as a person that thinks very much in depth about where they want to go next and how they're going to go about it.
yeah. Yeah, putting that ADD to work, man.
You might as well, if you got to deal with it anyways.
Mhm. So that's pretty much the only reason I haven't done the celebration yet is because I need to, well, first decide exactly what I'm doing for that. I have a couple ideas. And then, make that text crawl and redo that video. Redoing the video part isn't the hard part, but because
Yeah.
I have like a template that I use
Oh, really? That's a good idea
that
to
I
do.
made that is editable.
Templates make a huge difference when video editing.
Ugh, tell me about it. Pro tip, if y'all haven't heard of Canva,
You should.
you should have. Canva is best friend. Best friend.
I've
Pretty
heard
much
of it.
any
I've
sort
never
of
used
like,
it actually.
oh, it's wonderful.
I really should. I should update like my about me panel pictures. I made those like a year ago. Haven't updated them
Any
yet.
sort of still frame graphic that I make advertising myself, like that Battlefront picture that I made the other
Mm-hmm.
day announcing Battlefront stream. The picture that I made for this stream, feature the I Spy interview.
Mm-hmm.
All of those are made in Canva. They make it really, really easy to just do it.
I'm definitely going to look into that more. I get recommended it. I don't look it up. I regret it.
It's so easy.
Because I was curious how you did end up doing that thumbnail, and it's good to know.
Yeah. And it took me maybe 15 minutes to do that.
Really? 15? That's not bad.
Yeah.
Mine definitely
Like,
looks a lot more basic than yours, but I mean, it took 5 minutes.
yeah. So, highly recommend Canva.
I will use it. But I do gotta get booping off.
Sure thing, sure thing.
We say, I say I gotta get booping off, and then we talk for
And then we
another
talk for
half
half an
hour.
hour. But
I
for
knew
sure, we'll
this
have
would
to
happen.
connect and game or something.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I'm gonna keep saying that because it's true.
I'm glad. It was super fun for me too.
Okay, to convince myself to actually get this going, we're starting with the raid. How many of us are coming over to view over to check out CatfeinePlz place? 7 viewers, nice.
Nice. So glad to have all the company.
I get it. I talk about Star Wars for 5 minutes and then realize 2 hours have passed. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
but like, why you
exactly what's
gotta call
happening.
me out like that?
You can just add me, you know. Okay, this has been a
One
ton of fun. Thanks for
for
tuning
sure.
in, everybody.
Heck
I'm
yeah.
gonna be back on Tuesday. What was that time? Mutual call out for me too. Good to know. I figured. Back on Tuesday. I gotta double check the time. I will be tweeting that out. But until then, let's go hang out in CatfeinePlz place. Drop in the raid. See you next time, everybody. Love you.